Savi's Workshop is the new build your own lightsaber shop and experience that is at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is the new Star Wars land that is at Disneyland and Disney World. So let's talk a little bit about some of the controversies surrounding Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So first of all, we have to talk about price because that seems to be covered a bit more than other aspects of Savi's Workshop actually, or it's covered quite a bit. So the price of these lightsabers is $200, and I know some people will say that's pretty steep. A lot of the mainstream media will kind of say, oh, look, these new lightsabers at Disneyland and Disney World, they cost more than park admission, and that's totally true. It does, but that's kind of a strange comparison in a way. So we already have lightsabers on the market, officially licensed lightsabers that are around that price. So you have Disney Parks lightsabers like this one here. This is a Rey lightsaber, Disney Parks exclusive. These are, they're maybe a little bit under $200. You have the Force FX lightsabers, the Star Wars The Black Series Force FX lightsabers. You can usually get those for maybe around $120 to $200 depending on the model and where you're buying it from. But we already have officially licensed lightsabers on the market that are, pretty close in price to these new Savi's Workshop lightsabers. And another thing that I think a lot of people are missing, when they talk about the $200 price point, is Savi's Workshop is not just buying a lightsaber, it's buying an experience. Okay, so Disney is really good at this type of stuff, right? They have the Disney magic in the whole park. Disney magic just means that they are able to create a very immersive and sort of seamless experience that really kind of takes you away into, the different lands that are at Disneyland and Disney World. Just very immersive wherever you go. And Savi's Workshop is definitely an extension of that. So you go to a build session, you don't just go and get a lightsaber. It's this whole experience of selecting parts, selecting a kyber crystal. You have people called the gatherers helping your building process. And so it's very it's a very personal experience, creating your own lightsaber, customizing it the way that you'd like, and it's almost like a show that you're able to participate in. And so it looks very, very cool. And so when you spend $200 on it, you're getting that part of it too, right? So it's not just the lightsaber, it's the whole experience of building the lightsaber. That part of it definitely looks really cool. And I know I've heard several people say that they almost don't care what the lightsaber is. I'm sure they care a little, but they almost don't care what the lightsaber is. They really want the building experience. So yeah, when people talk about price, it's worth at least considering that aspect of it. But it's up to you whether you think the lightsabers are worth it or not, or the experience is worth it or not. Another controversy with these lightsabers is the size. So these lightsabers are pretty wide in diameter, okay? And it might be related to kind of, the technology, having the kyber crystal in the center and whatever. Well, there's a lot of reasons they could be larger, but, they are, okay? So in the custom saber community, Ultra Sabers often gets kind of critiqued, or, people notice that some of their lightsaber hilts are a bit larger in diameter. These Savi's Workshop lightsabers appear to be pretty similar to that. So that's definitely something that people are talking about. But, that's, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing that the hilts are large. It really depends on what you're looking for. But that's definitely another thing that people have been talking about with these lightsabers. Another controversy with the lightsabers, these Savi's Workshop lightsabers, is just the building process. So the building process kind of constrains which parts you can use. So you're forced to select one of 4 themes, and you're not able to mix and match parts from those themes. So the themes are elemental nature, peace and justice, protection and defense, and power and control. So basically what you do is you select one of these trays, and the tray has a few different options in it, for different pieces, for like the emitter and the pommel and, stuff like that. There are a few different options in there, and when you ultimately do the building, you select a few of the pieces from the tray to customize it the way that you want, but you can't mix and match from other trays. So you can't be like, I want the Rancor Tooth Pommel from Elemental Nature along with these other pieces from Power and Control. You're not able to do that. And you're also not allowed to keep all of the extra pieces from the tray that you don't use. So that means if you want to get all of the pieces for Savi's workshop, that would take a lot of money, a lot of time. Just because you're not able to access all the pieces at once. So at any rate, I think the main thing that people are a little disappointed about is not being able to mix and match, the pieces from the different themes. But at any rate, I can sort of see why they do that because it simplifies the process. But, and it also kind of encourages people to possibly return and keep, do the experience over and over again and, maybe buy lightsabers over and over again. So that might be part of the incentive for Disney to structure it that way. But they also just might be trying to keep the process a bit simple, so that they can move people through the experience relatively quickly and efficiently. But at any rate, it's sort of up to you what you think about that. That's just the way it is. That's the way they selected, they decided to do this experience. Okay, now the final controversy with these lightsabers is they're not character inspired. And the pieces, they look lightsaber-y, but it's not like you can be like, oh, I'm going to select, an emitter section that looks just like Rey's lightsaber, Luke's lightsaber, right? These are all sort of lightsaber-y components, but the components aren't directly character inspired. So they're original lightsaber hilts. But, that can be kind of nice because it's more like you have your own special kind of unique lightsaber for you. Because if I built a lightsaber or if you built a lightsaber, it would be totally different, from an Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber or Luke Skywalker lightsaber, right? At least theoretically. So, Anyway, that's sort of the last controversy with these lightsabers. Although, if you really want a character-inspired lightsaber, Disney provides you the opportunity to purchase those in a different store that's called Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities, where they have what's called legacy lightsabers, and those are all character-inspired designs. So that might be the rationale there. You either get a character-inspired lightsaber or you get a custom one, and they don't want to kind of mix the two maybe all that much. Anyway, those are just kind of 4 of the controversies associated with the new Star Wars Galaxy's Edge store and experience called Savi's Workshop. Please post your comments below about any of these aspects of it, and if you're planning on going to Savi's Workshop or Galaxy's Edge in the near future, if you've already been and you've gotten a Savi's Workshop lightsaber or something else, I would totally love to hear from you. I'm sure other viewers would love to hear from you as well. So please comment below.